Hello guys. Just flying a pattern around Gibraltar. So I just started from Gibraltar and now I'll turn around and land in Gibraltar, just past the top of descent. And now I'm going to descend on VNAV and fly on LNAV. See how this works out. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to try out the RNAV approach. So all I did is I programmed a little route to fly a pattern and selected the RNAV approach. And what that basically is it's an internal system that, based on your GPS position and your altitude, will translate the approach that you have selected into the good old diamonds. So it will basically look like an ILS approach, just that those diamonds are not based on some ILS frequency or some signal from the outside or the airport. Those diamonds are just calculated internally and are based on your altitude and your GPS position. But from a flight simmer perspective, an RNAV approach is basically the most or the easiest thing that you can do, because you don't even have to select the course or a frequency. You just select the approach and then those diamonds will come in, and basically I will just hunt down those diamonds here, and once they are filled out, once they become alive and come closer, I will then hit the approach button and then lock on to the diamonds, lock on to the so-called final approach course and the glide path. Alright, but for now we still descend on VNAV and let's see how we are doing. That's a bit of a strange curve here, but we'll see how this works out. Doesn't look like an easy curve to fly. So another thing, the final approach course is not necessarily a straight line. So I'm assuming that this will come alive not already before we have turned in the landing direction, but we'll see. I'll just try this out. So next waypoint, that looks good. Speed looks good as well. But that seems to be Does this real turn? Drag required. Really? Let's see. I think I will take over the thrust manually. Can I not turn this? Why can I not turn the reel? I think I should be able. But anyway, VNAV will keep us descending and I will monitor the speed. strange. Of course, this is only for my guidance.
$2,500. $1,000 to go.
I'm really curious how this will work out. Four miles. Well, I'll go flaps 30 and gear down. And I'll try to stabilize the speed manually, which I find to be a good practice. I think it's around 59% and 1, and then maybe 60. Unfortunately, I leveled off because I set the wrong so I messed around quite a bit. But it's still not too late. That's an interesting approach. Really is. That's really an interesting approach. And at this point, I will disconnect.
400.
Of course, we're a bit fast, but maybe
300.
We will manage to
200.
Have the right speed eventually.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Bit rough landing, but the runway is not exactly long. Reverses. Probably I did a lot of things wrong, but I just want to practice this.
80 knots.
Some manual braking. Parking brake. I'm gonna set this to off. Let's just do a quick replay. I want to see how this worked out. Interesting approach. So that approach was nothing that I programmed. It was the RNAV approach to the runway 9. Let's see how I would say this was, despite from not being on center line, a pretty decent touchdown considering the runway length. Alright, so in order to capture the diamonds, you have to press approach. You cannot capture the lateral diamond, the final approach course diamond, by pressing this button, as you would be able with the localizer in the ILS approach. So you capture both with one button, and for the glide path there's not much headroom. So if you're not on spot, you will not capture, or you will also quite easily lose the glide path. So you have to be careful. Alright, thanks for watching and goodbye.